Thunder rolled across the Tennessee hills as three motorcycles carved through winding back roads toward Maryville's Forgotten Corners. Marley led the pack, his headlight cutting through the afternoon haze, while Toolmaster and Deer Queen followed in tight formation. Their engines echoed off weathered tombstones as they approached the cemetery Marley had discovered on his well-worn maps. The screams hit them before they could kill their engines. High-pitched wails pierced the air, seeming to rise from the earth itself. Deer Queen felt the sound in her bones, a primal cry that didn't belong in this world of chrome and gasoline. Before they could investigate, a mud-splattered SUV roared up the access road. Two broad-shouldered women emerged, faces set in granite expressions of authority. "You're trespassing!" the taller one barked, hand resting meaningfully on her hip. Marley revved his engine in defiance, but Toolmaster raised a calming hand. "No trouble here," he called out, voice steady. "We're just passing through." His eyes met Deer Queen's through their visors, a silent signal to stand down. They retreated to Marley's backup plan, a secluded spot by the water he'd marked on his map. But nature had other plans. The sky cracked open, releasing sheets of rain that transformed the road into a treacherous mirror. Visibility dropped to almost nothing as they started the long ride home. Marley's taillight glowed like a red star in the darkness ahead, while Toolmaster's headlight painted Deer Queen's mirrors with ghostly light. Music pulsed through her helmet speakers, helping her maintain rhythm through the storm. It happened in a heartbeat. A massive shape materialized from the darkness, not the gentle creature of suburban gardens, but something ancient and powerful. The deer's eyes caught her headlight, burning with an impossible intelligence. There was no time to swerve. The impact sent Deer Queen and her motorcycle sliding across the slick asphalt. Pain bloomed in her knee as she rolled to a stop, her music still pounding in her ears, creating a surreal soundtrack to the moment. Through the rain and the throbbing bass line, she barely registered the approaching figure. Tall and lean, the stranger seemed to materialize from the storm itself. Their rain-slicked leather gear reflected no light, yet somehow gleamed with its own inner luminescence. Deer Queen couldn't make out their features, which seemed to shift and flow like smoke. "Cut the music," the figure said, though Deer Queen felt the words more than heard them. When she finally silenced her speakers, the stranger's voice came through clear and ancient as bell tone. "The deer chose you. Some collisions are actually collusions. Signed." Meetings arranged by powers older than these roads. Before Deer Queen could respond, Toolmaster's familiar headlight swept across them. The stranger was gone, leaving only the lingering sensation of something profound and permanent having shifted in the world. Toolmaster pulled up, concern evident in his rushed movements. "You okay? That deer came out of nowhere." "Less than a mile ahead," Marley's voice crackled through their communication system. "Found shelter under the old railway bridge." They regrouped at Marley's position, the bridge groaning above them as the storm intensified. Toolmaster helped Deer Queen inspect her scraped motorcycle while Marley kept watch. "The deer," Deer Queen said finally, her voice strange in her own ears. "It wasn't afraid. It looked right at me, like it was waiting." "Some say animals can sense things we can't," Marley offered, his usual bravado softened by the night's events. "Like they know who we're meant to be before we do." Toolmaster nodded slowly, understanding dawning in his eyes. "Deer Queen," he said, testing the name like a key in a lock. "It fits." The rain continued to fall as they rode home in tight formation, but Deer Queen barely noticed it now. The name settled over her like a mantle, feeling more real than the one she'd worn before. She understood now that some titles aren't given. They're earned in moments when the ordinary world parts like a veil, revealing the magic that was always there, waiting to be recognized.